We are back again with another live stream, again with another preview, FA Cup weekend. Sorry, guys, it's been a while. Things have been going on in my personal life. I'm actually a bit sick as well. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this, but I thought, listen, I'm well enough to go to the gym, so I'm well enough to do a live stream for you guys. So, Arsenal take on Southampton away at St Mary's. We are obviously, I spoke about it on my live stream the other day when I was talking about the unfortunate defeat to Manchester City in the cup final. We need to obviously get the win, bounce back, get headed to the semi-finals, and hopefully do a domestic double with the Premier League and the FA Cup. Because I've said it before, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. What are your thoughts on the game on the weekend, Kurdish?
It's good to be back. Reminds me of that Rakim song, like, it's been a long time, shouldn't have left you. But yeah, that's my age talking. But yeah, I think the big talking point, I guess, Ty, because I'm like you, I hate international football, especially unless it's a tournament. So obviously there was a big talk about Arsenal players, pulling out, and our players carrying some injuries, players being rested. So yeah, I'm feeling, because it's a cup game and it's against Southampton, a team that's in the Championship, I'm feeling relatively confident. And we've got a good pedigree in that competition, the FA Cup, people were saying. So I think we'll win that game, I reckon, 2-0. I could see us, scoring a few goals into this one because, I think we've had the international break now. It's against a very inferior opposition, not a Premier League team. So I'm confident we'd get 2-0. But I think the good news is I've heard Madueke's, his injury, the one it looked like he picked up injury for England, isn't too serious. So he should be back. I don't know if they're going to risk him, though, in that game, because it looked pretty bad. I would probably rest him. But I reckon, this game would be all right for a Martinelli to start, because, Martinelli does good in these type of games where it's inferior opposition. And I think our squad's good enough to beat Southampton, to be fair. But I could be jinxing it. How are you feeling about that, man? Because I haven't seen you, mate, since that cup final defeat to City. It feels like forever, isn't it?
Bro, it feels like the last time I saw you was last year. And it was literally the thing is, bro. I say this, yeah. I want to win the FA Cup now. We have to win the FA Cup now. I think personally we have to win the FA Cup and the Premier League, because not winning that Carabao Cup, I said, could potentially be detrimental to our season. I think it's important that we, obviously we got humbled in the final. We also tempered expectation, because we've seen time and time again in the big games and in the big moments that Arteta does bottle it. And he does these weird, negative tactics. I think about last season when we played PSG in the second leg of the Champions League, and what was our tactics? Thomas Partey long throws. It was embarrassing, man. It's like all the attacking potency just goes out of the bin with this manager. So for me, he needs to go get to that semi-final, cruise past Southampton. I want a good attacking performance. In terms of the lineup, who do you want to see in the lineup?
Yeah, like I said, I want to see players rested, to be honest. I want to see Martinelli. I'd like to see Dalman, because Dalman excites me. And he's a young player, and I think this is a good game where you rest, you bring the players, you bring that guy. So what you call him? Going to put it.
The white child of prophecy, the 16-year-old Super Saiyan, Chelsea Messi, Max fucking Dalman.
I'll have to hear you say it, because I can't say it. It doesn't make no sense, because he could be like my twin brother or something. The same complexion almost. So yeah, it feels funny you saying it. But yeah, he's good. He excites me. I think he unlocks what's his name? Gyökeres a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, he does. He's such a
I know
player.
We've seen him very few times, but he's a young player. Just give him time, let him break into the team, and you don't want to depend too much on him. But I think our squad depth is a bit exaggerated by the media. I think he could, he looks like he could fit into this team. He could crack the starting lineup, but he's a young player. I wouldn't want to put that pressure on him, It's crazy. Is he 16 yet?
Yeah, he's 16. He turned 16 in January, bro.
Yeah, it's wild. He was 15 or something, and I think he was with us.
He's doing his GCSEs in the summer, bro.
He's got
a bedtime. Our best player has a bedtime.
Yeah. Imagine you need him for a game. It's I got my GCSEs. I want to do that now. I'm sitting like that.
I think if we play a Champions League game, yeah, and it's and it kicks off past 8 o'clock, I think he has to get his parents to sign a permission slip for him to play past 10 o'clock. I'm not joking either, by the way. I'm not joking.
Crazy.
I'm pretty sure Jack Wilshere had to do the same thing when we played Barcelona in 2011 at the Emirates. I don't know if you remember that. and we beat them 2-1.
I don't even remember that.
It was like Arshavin scored the second goal. I even remember the commentary. Nasri, Arshavin! And he went like that.
That's funny. Arshavin's hilarious. Arshavin's hilarious, man. Like, the weird thing about Arshavin, all I remember is when he came to us and he broke the transfer record. Our record was like 16 million. That's how freaking, at the time, that's peanuts. Like Chelsea, I think, signed Torres for like 50 million. We're talking about 16 breaking the transfer record, which is so wild. And then he scored those 4 goals against Liverpool. He sort of disappeared. And then they kept putting him on corners and he kept like hitting the corners, like the worst ever corners, straight to the goalkeeper. I've never seen anything like it.
Wenger ruined him, in my opinion. I think he ruined him, man. Like, Wenger played him, didn't play him in his position after a while, and he got fat, he got lazy, and he grew this like ponytail, and I feel sorry for him, man. I think he could have had a better career at Arsenal, but there's so many players I could say between that like 06, 07 period to like that 2012 period that could have had better careers, man. Like Pleb, Flamini, Diaby, Rosicky, Wilshere, Ramsey, like injuries and a better defense. We could have won more trophies and won League Cups, titles, potentially even a Champions League, you know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things. I mean, in terms of how I'm feeling about the game, I think, we've got to go and win. We've got to go get through. I want a good attacking performance. We've got to bounce back from that loss against City. I've just accepted it now. Like, City have won the League Cup again. It is what it is. We've got to go win the league, and we've got to go win this FA Cup. But it's FA Cup weekend, so I want to focus on the FA Cup. I've got a list of the injuries. I've got a list of the injuries here. I want to go through some of the injuries. So, obviously, as we know, Mikel Merino's injured. His potential return is like literally next season, so he's going to be pulled out. Eze's got a calf, shin/heel injury. Potential return date is the 25th, so he'll be back. He's going to miss like the whole month essentially, which is really rubbish. Madueke, currently being assessed, potentially could return on the 11th, which isn't too bad because we're going to need Madueke. Because for me personally, Saka, Stardust, mate. Stardust.
Yeah. It feels weird saying that, but yeah, he's gone off the boil for a while and people took ages to clock onto it. It's the same with Odegaard. People was taking so long to call it out. I remember you were one of the early people I remember hearing calling it out, and then I go to Sainsbury's and I've been saying the same shit. People I don't even know saying it before Mikel Arteta started to drop him. But apparently he's injured, right? As well, isn't it, Odegaard?
Yeah, I think so.
Warming the bench or something.
Hincapié says that he's not going to be. He might be back on the same time as Madueke. The Ecuadorian reports that the players Hincapié underwent medical imaging testing based on the evaluation. Both have been withdrawn from the squad. Results were immediately sent to their clubs. But yeah, so he could be back soon, like in a couple of weeks as well. Saliba, Gabriel, Trossard, Saka could be back. It says the 4th of the 4th, so they'll be back tomorrow.
How many times these guys get injured? I swear Saliba and Gabriel, it's like they just came back from injury as well, isn't it?
That's because the manager overplays them, bro. This is what happens anyway.
Yeah. And we've got invested so much in defence. Like, why don't we start Mosquera a bit more?
Yeah, I don't know. Big up, Roy. Once again, I start off by congratulating our Arsenal women's team for beating Chelsea and now facing Lyon again in the 2-legged Champions League semi-final. Yeah, big up to the ladies, man. Big up to the ladies. I actually watched a little bit of the game, actually, because I've been ill. And yeah, man, Sleggers, she's doing bits. I reckon Sleggers will win the Champions League again. Back-to-back. Will it be back-to-back trophy? Bro, I think, would it be back-to-back Champions Leagues if she wins it again?
It would, yeah, because we beat Barcelona, didn't we?
Yeah, we'll be back-to-back Champions League. I think Sleggers can do it. She's an amazing manager, man. I mean, I think Mikel can learn a bit from Sleggers, man.
Where's Sleggers? Sleggers Swedish?
I think so. Every time I say a name, I feel like I'm saying Slaggers, and I feel like really bad about saying a lot of names.
I'm going to try and figure it out, like what's the Arsenal?
Big up, Chris, man. How you doing, mate? Big up, Chris. I've been a bit ill, man. That's why I've not been streaming. And also, I don't really like streaming during international break because I just find
really Slaggers.
I don't really like international football. I prefer club football, and like I'm not going to force streaming when I'm not feeling well. I've got stuff going on in my life, and But we're back. It's FA Cup weekend, as you know. Big up to you, Chris, man. Big up Flybray, man. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I don't think I've seen you. Like, is that like a pun on Flybray? Flybray? Is that what it is?
That's quite cool, actually.
I like your name, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Start channel that name is quite catchy.
Roy loves saying this every single time, bro. When I was saying Renee out, this guy is so silly, bro.
She's Dutch, by the way. Just Googled it.
She's Dutch.
I confess, I'm not that in depth in terms of.
I want to talk a little bit about the World Cup. I want to do a couple of predictions. Your like some favorites for you, a dark horse, and a team that you think should have qualified. So I want to start with your favorite to win the World Cup. Who are you going with?
I'm gonna it's a tough one. I'm gonna go Spain.
Spain,
because they play really good as a team, and Lamine Yamal, and they might not have the most impressive team on paper, but neither did Argentina when they won it. So I'm going to go a bit like Spain, because France is definitely stacked, but it's like sometimes when you have all those players, like how do you get the best team on the pitch? It might not necessarily be the best individuals, but certain individuals need to like gel together as a team. How about you, Ty? Let's do maybe. Do you have like a top 3, top 4 teams you think that could win it potentially?
Do you know what? France was my favorite to win it, yeah. But the thing is about France, I think the defense, even though they've got Saliba, I think Upamecano is such a. I don't rate him at all. Konate, I think Konate, he's just turned into the Chuckle Brothers recently.
Honestly, Liverpool's form is starting to wear off on him.
Bro, I think he's just got his eyes on Real Madrid, to be honest, or going to another team on the free and getting a big payday. I don't really think he's got his eyes on Liverpool right now. I think personally, my 3 favourites were France, Spain, and Germany because Musiala's back. But
who's back?
Musiala.
Oh, Musiala,
yeah. So for me, I think initially my favourite was France, but I think 2 things are going to stop France from winning: their defense and Deschamps. I don't think Deschamps is a good manager. I think if Zidane was the manager, France would be my. Just give them the trophy. Just take it. Just take it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
There's something about France is just not right. I remember like they were playing really bad football in one of the last tournaments, and then I remember they asked Deschamps about it. And he's like, "Oh, if you don't like it, just turn off the telly." I mean, football's about fans, about you have to. And the players you have, like, why are you playing like that? You've got best, like a lot of attacking talent. So I don't understand why you play like that. It's a bit like when England, we were watching England under Southgate. We're like, they don't really have that great a defense, but their attack is great. Why would they play so defensive? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, big up to you, Chris, man. Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I've just had like this like weird like cough, and I feel like a bit fatigued. Just trying to eat like whole foods and try to like stay away from alcohol and stuff like that, and just try to recover as quickly as possible and just get back into the gym because I'm recovering. What the hell? There's someone called
AI. It's taking over.
Big up, Chris, again. Important Arsenal actually win, because if you don't, then the pressure increases.
Yeah, that's true.
Big up Flybury. Yeah, Pon and Highbury. I was here once. I called you out for your Walcott endorsement. Oh, yeah. When I said it on I think it was on Shane. I think it was when I was on the Bruce Banana on Shane's channel. Yeah. But come on, bro. What I said wasn't crazy. If we had a 26-year-old Walcott in this squad right now, you don't think he would start on the right wing or the left wing? Of course he would.
He would. Yeah, he would.
100%.
Yeah, Walcott's better than Trossard, and to be fair, current Saka form, give him a run for his money.
100%, easily.
Prime Saka, no, but yeah.
Big up, Chris. Spain or France for me? Yeah, same here, man. I'll probably say Germany are probably my 3rd favorites, and I'll probably go. So give me like a dark horse for you. Give me a dark horse.
Dark horse.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. Remember when Argentina won the World Cup? How many players could you name from that team? And it's going to be in like America, you would like Brazil, Mexico, Canada. Yeah. So it's going to be in like the Americas, right? So like they have that advantage. And historically, like when World Cups are like outside of Europe, non-European teams do really well. Like Spain were the first team from Europe, I think 2010. Like it took that long for a non-South American team to win a World Cup outside of Europe, which is crazy because if you think of the World Cup contenders, it's maybe generous, but I'll say there's 9 top teams, maybe in history. Not now, but like like the 2 South American teams, Brazil, Argentina, England, France, Germany, Portugal, Holland. Big teams. Obviously, Holland never won it. Portugal never won it. Spain as well now. But yeah, like it's crazy that, because the only 2 big South American teams are non-European teams is like Brazil and Argentina. and they were always winning it whenever it was outside of Europe. So I think the climate, the heat, that might play a part. Also maybe the travel, I don't know. So yeah, I think Brazil could be like a dark horse. You always got to have like a South American team, I think, in there in the mix, I reckon. They could surprise people. Remember, Argentina got whacked by Saudi Arabia in the opening game. They ended up winning the entire competition. That was crazy. Do you think that World Cup was fixed as well, though? People were like conspiracy theorists.
I think it was rigged, man. I genuinely, that's like my Alex Jones conspiracy theory. Like, it's the Illuminati, it's the Bilderbergers, it's the blah blah.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, like the situation of the. Like, it just seemed like too good to be true. Like, he got the World Cup in Qatar, and Messi's like got the trophy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but there were some weird decisions. I remember, like,
for me, it's rigged, bro. Rigged.
That was funny.
Rigged. Big up Chris Konate turned into Mamadou Sakho this season. Yeah, bro. He looks like a Beyblade half the time, man. It's crazy. He looks like flipping Odegaard, man, spinning around.
Odegaard.
France have got depth everywhere apart from defense. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I don't think the defense is that great. I think outside of Saliba, trying to think of what they got. Upamecano, Konate.
Yeah.
What other French defenders have they got?
Varane, no, he's gone ages ago. Not Varane. What's his name? Pavard's gone. Who's good a French defender right now? I can't really think of any, to be honest.
Koundé?
Still hard.
Jules?
Koundé, yeah, Koundé's good. Well,
Koundé,
he plays for Barcelona, so he must have some.
Yeah.
Who else is there? I'm trying to remember any players like France. Is there a guy for Real Madrid, Mendy or something like that?
Yeah, left back.
There's so many Mendys, like Furlan, Mendy, I think, like that.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of people in midfield, isn't it? They've got Tchouameni and Camavinga. I'm trying to think of else. They got like the holding midfielders and stuff as well. Belgium is your dark horse, Roy. Oh wow.
I think still in the squad, you know.
Belgium is Roy's dark horse. What do you think of that dark side?
Not from. I mean, I think my dark horse was even wilder than his one, to be honest.
What's that?
My dark horse is actually going to be Portugal.
That's not really too wild, to be fair. I think Portugal got good talent. I think the only trouble with Portugal, which is a bit weird, is the fact they just feel like they're trying to shoehorn Cristiano Ronaldo into the team a little bit too much.
Yeah, but you say that, but he scores a brace every game he plays, though. That's the thing.
It's true.
He's that good.
I guess. I think who else? Netherlands have an interesting team on paper.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, that might be a dark horse, but I don't know.
Well, look, I've got the Belgium squad here, yeah.
I can't think of any players. What, Trossard and who else? Doku.
They got the Man United goalkeeper, Le Mans.
Okay.
Just trying to think of. They got Matt Selt. They got the Winter centre back from AC Milan. Trying to think. There's not really many players I do know. They got Castagna from Fulham. And they got Onana. He's decent. He's good, I think. Alex
Onana's
Witsel,
right. Onana's right, to be fair. Tielemans is good. I like.
Yeah.
Solid player.
Yeah.
You might be onto something, you know, because
Kevin De Bruyne as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's still playing.
Yeah, they got Lewis Openda. He's good. He's decent. I think he played for Thingy last season, RB Leipzig with Sesko, I think. But the rest of their team is like it's a bit dusty, man. There's not really many players in their team I really recognize, really.
I think. Do you think that golden generation was a bit of a flash in the pan? Maybe, like, do you think they'll produce players like
Hazard, Wayne and all that stuff? Yeah, I think, to be honest, bro, I think it was. I think it was wasted.
Same with like Croatia, I think, because their domestic league isn't really that good. Like, neither is Portugal's, but I think Portugal B's league is better than the Belgian or the Croatian league for sure. A lot of Portuguese players move abroad. I think that's why they're quite good too.
Germany got the squad, but don't rate the manager. He's a chatty pack.
Oh god, who's the manager? Nagelsmann still.
Nagelsmann, I think. Yeah, Nagelsmann.
Yeah, I like who said it. Like Nagelsmann sounds like more German. Proper pronunciation.
Big up Chris. Ancelotti allows whoever he manages to play football. Yeah, he just raises his eyebrow like that, just does that, and then that's it. They win.
Yeah. Don Carlo, and shout out to Ancelotti, man. He looks great for his age. Like, I can't believe he's still doing it.
Is he in his 70s?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that he was managing Juventus when they had Thierry Henry.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
That's how wild it is, isn't it?
He's really been about, man. How old is he anyway?
I think
Let's see.
67, not 60, 70s. I don't know.
66.
66. Whoa.
Didn't know it was.
Yeah. I
It
think
was
he's
pretty
got the most impressive manager CV in terms of who he's managed. You think
Yeah.
about it, like Bayern, Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid, Brazil now. It's crazy. The first foreign Brazilian manager, which is interesting. Because they make a big deal of us having like a foreign manager, like Tuchel. Do you rate Tuchel?
I've got mixed feelings about Tuchel, man. Honestly, I've got mixed feelings about him because, like, I think he won the Champions League with one of the worst squads I've ever seen in my life. Probably the worst team to ever win the Champions League was that Chelsea 2020 squad, man.
Yeah.
That squad was dusty. And he won it with his front three was Havertz, Werner, and Mickey Mount, mate. That is a dusty front three, bro. That's a dusty front three. Big up, Chris. Will climate make the difference at the World Cup? With hot temperatures, for me, it shouldn't. All these players play there in pre-season. Well, the thing is, they'll do warm weather training and stuff like that, so they'll like condition their body to adjust to the heat. So, and look, you got to remember as well, it's in America, so not every place in America is going to be the same temperatures. There's going to be games playing in different stadiums, so it might be hotter on the East Coast, but it might be like cooler on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it just really depends, bro. But I think it should be all right, man. Should be all right. I mean, they did it in Saudi, and they've got they've got technology to keep the stadiums cool, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I think Saudi was extreme.
Big up, Warren. yes, guys. I'm on parent duty, dropping in to share some love, and we'll watch back later. Yeah, big up to you, man. Yeah, you can watch the replay, man. Hey, my guy, man. Big up Red. Big up Rory, man. Big up Rory. Oh, well, by the way, Rory, Anelka.
Is that Anelka?
No, basically. So I was on his channel the other day, and I was doing a quiz. It was my turn, and we was thinking about French. We was doing French players that played for Arsenal, and there was like a couple left, and whoever got the last one was going to win. So it was my turn, but he was like, "I got one," and he said Anelka, and then what's his name? I think it's Jay. Was like, "Oh, by the way, it's Darkside's turn." So I was like, "Yep," Anelka locking in the answer, and he was like, "Oh, you're a fraud. You're a fraud." It was really funny, man. It was really funny.
We need to do a quick we need to do some quizzes and stuff. Like I got a funny one for the chat. What does Palmeiras and Arsenal have in common this season?
Definitely. Big up, Chris.
Japan and
Turkey. Hey, listen, Japan.
Japan and Turkey. Yeah, maybe.
I like Japan. Do you know what? Japan might be my second dark horse as well. I like Japan.
Turkey's a shout, Yildiz and what's his name? The other guy. What's his name? Yildiz and Gula, yeah.
Yeah, Gula, Arda Gula, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be good, I think.
Yeah. Big up, Chris again. Joachim Low taking over Ghana for World Cup apparently. Pick the nose and count in. Bro, not just picking his nose, he was like sniffing his scrotum, bro. He was doing the old sniff of the scrotum and going the old flipping. He's a bro. Come on, man. You can't be doing that at a tournament, man. Like there's cameras on you, man. And he was proper digging, bro. He was digging he's looking like he was looking for gold out there. Big up, Chris. I'm delighted with Tuchel as an England fan. He's a winner, not a bridesmaid puppet. Ooh. Our media need to F up about he's German. Yeah, the same people celebrating jubilees for German born. Bro, yeah. Give
this person like a knighthood, a medal right now. Thank you.
Yeah,
like our royal family's not German. We're not. This is what I'd say to Tuchel. I said, why can't you just sing the national anthem? It's about the German family anyway, mate. Look at it that way.
Yeah.
And this is what kills me, like about the thing with international football, it's completely different to club football. Like you never hear Luis de la Fuente or Lionel Scaloni being linked with top European clubs. It's a completely different type of football. It's not as frequent. You select the squads that's available because of nationality. It's not like club football. You get transfers or all that. You know what I mean? So it's a very different type of football. And if you win the World Cup or you win the Euros, it doesn't mean you're like top 10 manager even. You know what I mean? Like who would you put Luis de la Fuente in your top 10 managers of the world? You wouldn't. You wouldn't put Lionel Scaloni in there. And the guys won a World Cup. That's maybe the pinnacle of a person's career. So like when people say like, oh, Southgate, I'm like, look, Southgate's might have took England further than Capello and Ericsson, but don't get it twisted. These guys are far superior managers. They manage club football. They didn't get Middlesbrough relegated or anything like that. No need for that, man. Who's Red?
He's
a Liverpool fan.
He's an Arsenal fan. He's a friend. He's a friend. Yeah, he's a friend. Yeah, he's a good friend. Did a quiz with him the other day. I think for me as well, this is my thing. I've got a question for you actually.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think is like a bigger achievement, winning the Champions League 3 times or winning the World Cup once?
Oh, wow.
Or what would you rather? Okay, you know what? I'll make it even harder.
Would I rather?
Would you rather win the Champions League 5 times or win the World Cup once?
That's so hard. That is really hard, you know.
It's difficult, isn't it?
To be honest, I think I'd rather win a World Cup because it's like
Really?
your country. Yeah, because it's your country. And I think, I think Cristiano Ronaldo, like that's like, for example, he's won so many Champions Leagues, but he probably wishes he won like a World Cup for Portugal or something like that. Because, not just because Messi's got it now for Argentina, but it used to be, because back in the day, right, when it's Pele and all these people, back in the day when money didn't like come into club football, you had players playing in their native countries, like Brazilian players playing in Brazil. It was more eyes on international football, but it's kind of lost it now because of the money and commercialization of the game. But yeah, winning World Cup special, like you remember where you were, you remember when your country won it, like the France '98, but like what do you call it, World Cup win. I'm sure Thierry Henry and I
think for me,
remember that the most.
My biggest issue is like if you've got a shit nationality, you're never going to win the World Cup. So, for example, being born in England, we'll play for England. We've got a better chance of winning it if you're born for like for example, Norway. Like if you're Odegaard or Haaland, you know you ain't never winning the World Cup. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That is true. That's true. So for those but if they could. Yeah, but I mean, it's the same for in Champions League. You know, you're not going to really win it playing for Porto, but you will once in a blue moon, maybe.
Porto won the Champions League.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that on purpose. But I'm saying like it's not likely to win it if you're playing for like a Porto. You can win it in theory, but it's very unlikely. I think probably in the Champions League it's maybe a bit more. I guess it's a bit more random now than World Cups. I guess because World Cups it's always the same traditional powerhouses. I know only Spain, I think, emerged recently as like they weren't a traditionally successful team, but in the 2010s they became obviously a big team. Belgium kind of became a sort of big team, almost like a contender, but they didn't capitalize on that generation. And they might be a dark horse, they might go far, but yeah, I can't see them winning it or them producing a generation like they produced previously. I just don't think they'll do it. I don't know why. But yeah, I think, I guess that's part of, I think, the argument. Remember when Carragher was like slagging off African Cup nations, and I don't agree with it, despite all the scandals that happened with African Cup nations. And he's saying like, I think what he was trying to say about Mo Salah, but not really articulating it well, he was saying like, Mo Salah, like his chances of winning Ballon d'Or is diminished because he doesn't play for a typically big team that could win a World Cup. And he's right in a way, because the only teams that win World Cups are the 2 South American teams or a couple of European nations. So yeah, it's difficult basically, like you said, like World Cup's out of the question if you come from like not a big country. There isn't really going to be an upset in the World Cup, like a big crazy upset.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very like you'll never see Mozambique in a World Cup final.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly. I can't remember the last time you've seen like a team in a World Cup final. Like the craziest one is probably Croatia, and Croatia have really good players. You know what I mean? I would say they're always just outside the big teams historically. I guess recently they've had some really talented players. I think if Yugoslavia was still together, they probably would have won something.
2010, Ghana should have got to the final, but Suarez cheated.
Well, Suarez cheated them out, man. It would be fun if Ghana win it or an African team goes far.
If an African team win it, if an African team does win it, though, bro, that African team will never shut up about it, bro. It will be so funny. if Nigeria won the World Cup, they'll be terrorizing Ghanaians forever. And if Ghanaians won it, they'll be terrorizing Nigerians forever. It would just be it would be absolute cinema. It'd be absolute cinema. Yeah. I'd love it, man.
Yeah, that would be funny. No, for sure.
How far do you reckon England will get?
I'm going to say quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal, yeah.
I just think their luck, the Southgate luck is going to run out, and then the chicken's going to come home to roost and say, "See, it's a German. We went back to the foreign knowledge, bring back Southgate." That's what's going to happen. I'd like to see them actually kind of get, win it. The English media just puts me off with England because it's like they gas the team up too much, and then they always blame the manager at the end and be like, "Tactics always wrong." What do you reckon? How far do you think England's going to get?
I think England will get to the semi-finals, and I think and this is my prediction, I think they'll get to the semi-finals and play Germany, and then Spain will play
Yeah.
France,
Yeah.
and then they'll get knocked out by Germany.
I think they'll get knocked out for sure. Like as soon as I think they face a big boy, like a big team, unless it's a really shit Holland or something.
Big up, Chris. World Cup, for many reasons, you need to get used to the heat, which is not used to in European competitions, for example. Hey, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I think personally, I didn't even say my answer, but I'd prefer to win 5 Champions Leagues. Yeah. And the reason why is because I think winning 5 Champions Leagues is a bigger achievement than winning a World Cup. Like, if I think about how many players in history have won 5 Champions Leagues, is about maybe 20. But think about how many. Like, put it like this. Think about it. Romero is probably going to get relegated, and he's a World Cup winner. Lissandro Martinez. When's the last time people spoke about Lissandro Martinez? He's a World Cup winner.
I mean, you're right. And what's his name? What's his name? Emiliano Martinez, World Cup winning goalkeeper, penalty shooter hero. He still plays for Aston Villa.
That's what I'm saying.
You're thinking, fuck, he's going to go to Bayern or something, or some bigger team will snap him up, but no.
Messi carried them, yeah. Let's be honest, Messi carried them. And
it's more sentimental. More sentimental, I think.
It's more like, don't get me wrong, winning a World Cup for your country is insane. Like the feels of winning that World Cup would be insane. But I think winning 5 Champions Leagues would be just wild, bro. Wild. 5 Champions Leagues, bro.
Of course. And it
depends.
It's
a matter of preference.
Yeah, it also depends on who you are. So if you're a manager, if I was a manager, I'd rather win obviously 5 Champions Leagues. If a player, probably maybe you might want to win 5 Champions Leagues. I don't know, because it depends. Like I said, if you come from a country where you're very unlikely to win the World Cup, you'd be like, hell yeah, I'd rather win 5 Champions Leagues. But I think maybe as a player, you'd like the idea of winning a World Cup. I don't know, a bit more. I don't know, but I think for a manager, definitely. You'd rather win Champions Leagues probably than World Cups, because, like I said, there's so many international managers, they've won World Cups or European trophy, like the Euros or whatever, and you don't really talk about them as being world-class managers. People don't have respect for international football. I mean, Vicente Del Bosque, who managed Spain, he was, you didn't really hear his name brought up all the time, maybe for FIFA awards, but not really by fans and stuff like you and me. So, yeah. I think Champions League also is Champions League can be a bit random sometimes. You've got Bobby Di Matteo, he won a Champions League. Because competitions are crazy. I think sometimes winning a domestic league, sometimes you need to be more consistent, because any team can be like a really good team, deserve to win the tournament, and then have one bad game and they're out of the competition.
Yeah, Chris said it best. Even the current Spain coach, no one's heard of. I don't even know who this current Spain coach is. I think
it's Luis de la Fuente, the bald guy. Yeah, he was like with the under-20s or whatever, and I think he's still with them. And then Scaloni, like nobody really heard about Scaloni. I didn't know, I had to Google him. He's like, he played for Atalanta or Lazio, but I didn't know who else he managed, before that. Sometimes, it's just the way of the style of football and the synergy with the players. Like, I think Southgate, he was quite fortuitous. He got like a really talented England team, a lot of money. They invested in like English talent, so you had the players that you'd think would play for Brazil or something, play good football, like a Foden or who else is there, like Palmer or whatever. Expectations was low. He couldn't do any wrong. What's his name? Allardyce. He just got sacked after one game because of some sort of media scandal thing. He couldn't do any wrong. It's the same when Arteta inherited Arsenal. Like after Emery and Wenger had been there for so many years, expectation was low. It's like, we'll give him time. It's transition, and then you come at a good time, and sometimes it's you ride the luck. But I think that luck might run out for us. But we have a very good squad, and I think for generations to come, I think there'll be more English players getting produced.
Yeah. Big up, Chris. Best team don't win the Champions League sometimes. I know that as a Liverpool fan. In 2005, I still don't know how we beat Milan in that team. The thing is, bro, I think in any cup competition, the best team doesn't necessarily win. Like for example, I think when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2020 or 2021, they were nowhere near the best team. They were getting battered every game, and they just managed to get like some fluky goals. Like, they got battered by Real Madrid and they ended up beating them. Battered by another team and ended up beating them. And then they won the final 1-0 by Kai Havertz's goal. So, listen, when it comes to cup competitions, the best team doesn't necessarily win. The best team is obviously most likely going to get to the final or the semi-finals, but the best team doesn't usually win. And also, that's why like a lot of fans think that the league trophy is better than the Champions League because you can't be a pretender to win your league. Like if you win the Premier League or the Serie A or La Liga, you're the best team. Like
That's
there's no
true.
because you play everybody twice. Like there's no way to you can't scummy your way or hide your way into a title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's why Liverpool, obviously a Liverpool fan, but always did well in Champions Leagues because they weren't really a dominant force domestically. Remember, and then even 2005, up until recently, they won the Premier League, but before that, they weren't really a domestic force, but they could still make an impact in Champions League and win the thing because it's like there's that spirit, there's that camaraderie. If you can come back in the game, be in the mix and have that fighting spirit, which they've always seemed to have for whatever reason. Then you're in the mix basically. And Chelsea as well, like they're a pragmatic team. They've had lots of different managers, so they're very tactically flexible. They can hit teams on counter-attack. Remember, both times actually Chelsea won the Champions League, they were nowhere near the best team, and they had a misfiring Fernando Torres up front, and scored that crucial goal against Barcelona. That was quite funny. Well, I guess the game was won, sealed it.
Chelsea weren't better than Bayern.
No.
They weren't even that great. They were that aging Drogba, an aging Lampard.
Yeah.
Like, they had an aging squad, bro. But they managed to win it, and that's all that matters. But I'll ask you this, and this is also for Chris as well, because I know Chris is a Liverpool fan. Do you think the comeback that Liverpool did against Barcelona in 2019 was better, or the miracle in Istanbul was better?
For me, I'm going to go Miracle of Istanbul, I think, just because that's the first time we've seen anything like it, because of nostalgia. It's more iconic and it's more talked about. The one against Barcelona was impressive. Can you remind me, what was it, 4-0?
Yeah, they were 4-0 down in the first leg, and then they won. They were 3-0 down in the first leg, and they won 4-0 in the second leg.
I would say just, for me personally, it would be the first one, yeah. I'll see what Chris says.
I'd say the miracle of Istanbul was more iconic. Yeah. I think the comeback against Barcelona was better, in my opinion.
Well, statistically it was, because it's more goals, isn't it? And they won it in not in penalties, so it's less of a scrappy win.
And that corner taken quickly, Origi, man. Corner taken quickly, Origi. Oh, that bro. I watched that video like once a month, man. The commentator was going mad, bro. Like it was such a crazy moment. It's such a crazy moment. Big up, Chris. Palace beating City in the FA Cup final last year. City are a better team. They weren't in the game. It happens. Yeah, like it just happens, man. It just happens. Big up, Chris again. Everton finished 4th in 2005, but we won the UEFA Champions League, and that carry on happened. Because Liverpool didn't even finish in the top 4 that season, did they? They finished like 7th or something.
Yeah,
I think they finished like 7th.
That was funny, isn't it? Because did that mean Everton didn't qualify or something?
I think so. Yeah, pushed Everton out.
That's hilarious. And that must have been really annoying for David Moyes.
Oh, that must have been so annoying.
Must have really painful.
Yeah. Big up, Chris. Di Matteo has a missing poster of him since winning that Champions League. Di Matteo has a missing poster.
Oh, what he's trying to say of himself, because like he just disappeared after that, remember?
Oh, yeah. He won the Champions League and then you just never heard of him again. Like, I just don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think to be fair, it's like the pinnacle, and nobody expected him to win that Champions League, and he thought, you know what, I'm going to call it a day or whatever. I don't know. I think he had management, like he managed Schalke or something, but didn't really like light up the place. It happens sometimes. You get that moment, and then you don't really get anything like it since. Like Claudio Ranieri had a bit of a weird career. He was bouncing around a lot of different clubs, big clubs to be fair, but at Leicester of all clubs, he ends up winning the Premier League, which is crazy. So that's what he'll always obviously be remembered for.
Can I ask you a couple of questions before we wrap up? Yeah. I'm actually changing my mind. I do think it's the miracle of Istanbul. And the reason why the reason why I do think it's actually better now is because I realized they were 3-0 down at half time. So they only had 45 minutes to turn it around, whereas the other Liverpool team had a whole full 90 minutes to turn it around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think also the Italian team and AC Milan back then defending was proper defending. The game's changed now where it's hard to defend because you so much touch a player's shoulder, he's going down and everything. And Spanish teams like Barcelona, they concede a lot of goals. So that's why I said the miracle is the ball. First time we've seen anything like it, still more iconic. And like you said, 3-0 down at half time. So it looked like it was probably them. They probably think, let's just play for pride now. You know what I mean? And they end up like turning the whole thing around. And it's very dramatic as well, went all the way down to penalties. And And it's crazy, isn't it? Because I think even the goalkeepers, like AC Milan had Dida or something. Liverpool goalkeeper wasn't like big names. It was Jersey Dudek. Yeah, this Polish guy. So
I only remember that because I was actually in Isle of Wight on a school trip in primary school watching the Champions League final. And I remember Dudek doing that.
Oh yeah. He was proper like winding him up. I think was it like Martinez? Remember Martinez in the World Cup? He was like doing crazy things to piss off the French players. And he did that weird thing with the trophy where he put it on his groin or something, like the World Cup on his groin. There was some weird shit. Martinez is crazy, man.
Before we wrap up, we do score predictions, last words, and then sign off. So, score prediction for the game tomorrow.
I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. I think it'll be quite a tight game, you know. I don't think it'll be anything worth thingy. Chris has gone 3-0. Yeah, I don't think it'll be. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a great performance, but I reckon we'll get over the line. Maybe a corner and maybe like a Zubimendi goal from distance. That's what I'm going with. And then obviously like last words, and then we can wrap up.
Yeah, no, I think we'll start slow and then it'll be like 3-0. Once the goal comes in, I think we might score a 1 or 2 more. Great to be back as always. Great stream. Thanks again for tuning into the channel, and until next time, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks everyone. Make sure, especially people who are going to watch on the playback, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to come back to streaming again. International breaks. I don't really like doing much stuff, and I've been ill as well and sorting out stuff in my personal life. But yeah, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Hasta la próxima. Peace.